So speaking of the financial literacy education, which I know you're extremely passionate about, and Twitter has sort of been a launching pad for that, but I know that you have much bigger plans on, expanding that and sort of getting that message out to the masses. Can you talk about some of the other things you have going on?
Yeah. So, I've been very fortunate to have some incredible mentors and people that have, expanded my platform. You included, frankly, people that have been champions for me along the way that I've met in crazy circumstances that are passionate about this same stuff. And so I don't have a specific vision in mind for where it's going to go, which is an uncomfortable position for me just to say it because I'm a planner. I like to plan way out in advance. The nature of how this has gone, it's like, it's been 3 months and it's scaled to where it is. I can't predict 3 months from now because I just don't know. And so I'm hoping to do more media stuff, start spreading the message a little bit more in terms of platforms to reach people, whether it's through TV or podcasts, or I really have a passion to write a children's book, like an illustrated version of all of this, some of these stories.
Yeah, it's amazing.
People, which I think would be a really neat project. I already have a lot of the stories, so it'd be fun to put them together in a way that made sense. But look, I've been very fortunate. It's been incredible to me to see the support from the community and people sharing my stuff. It's truly baffling. But I've had a lot of help along the way. So got to give credit to you and other people who have.
Yeah, but like, you're a shoot your shot kind of guy, right? You're very bold, and you are. You're just not going to take no, or you're going to at least know that you tried.
Yeah.
Talk about Mark Cuban.
So the shoot your shot thing has always been part of my ethos, who I am, man. I believe in like engineered serendipity, if that makes any sense. Like I believe in the role of luck in your life. I also believe you have to put yourself in positions where luck can strike. And so, it all started like when I started working, I knew I wanted to get into the office by like 6:30 a.m. every morning. I wanted to be the first one in the office working hard. And so I'd get to the gym at 5. And that was right when it opened. And there's only about 5 or 10 people that are crazy enough to go to the gym at that time in the morning in Palo Alto. And one of those people happened to be Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. And I didn't know who he was, actually. Funny story. I had no idea who he was. Didn't wear glasses in the mornings, whatever. Had no idea. So I would chat with all the people that were there every morning. 6 months in, someone says like, "Hey, that's the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook." And I was like, God, man, I had no idea. And so I kind of, I had built relationship with him. And he ended up becoming a mentor, becoming a friend, someone who's supported me, to an unbelievable extent, way beyond what he's had to do. And a lot of it just came from like this engineered serendipity idea. I just, I was grinding. I was showing up at the gym super early every morning. So it was lucky that I met someone like that. But at the same time, it was engineered luck. It was because I was working hard. And so you mentioned Mark Cuban. That's a recent example of, I saw that he was talking about running for president, or there was some talk of it. And I'm a big believer in people from real business backgrounds getting into office. I think that's the premise of our country and what our founding fathers actually intended. I think this whole idea of career politicians is ludicrous, and I want it to end. And so I saw it and I figured, okay, I'm going to shoot my shot here. So I guessed 3 email addresses, and I copied and pasted the same email and shot it off to 3 email addresses that could be his. No intention of, it working, but I was just figured, why not? An hour later, he emailed me back, like a really thoughtful response. I had basically just said, "Hey, if you're running for president, I want to get involved. Tell me how I can help."
He doesn't know who you are. Like, you're literally could be any person.
No clue who I am.
His email address.
I attached like kind of like my background to it. I just said, studied public policy at Stanford. So, I showed that I could be someone valuable here. Yeah, useful in some way, or at least thoughtful. And so I fired off this note. He responded pretty thoughtfully. A month later, he shared something of mine on Twitter, followed me. We were, DMing, talking about some of the financial education stuff, which he's very passionate about. And it was just another example of like, what was the worst that could have happened there? He doesn't respond. And I was totally comfortable with that outcome of him not responding, because it's Mark Cuban. He's an unbelievably successful individual. Who am I? I'm a nobody. It's fine if he doesn't respond. There's nothing I lost from that whole thing. And the upside is much greater than that. The upside is you start building a relationship and a contact with someone that is extremely impressive and someone that you can learn a lot from. And so I just think that mentality, I think more people need. I don't know. I had some corny poster in like my, third grade class that said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. It was probably in everyone's like third grade classroom, but it's really true at some point. Like, why not just shoot your shot? And whether it's professionally or in your dating life or wherever it is, I mean, just shoot your shot. And if you're working hard and you're putting yourself in positions where you can win, what's the worst that happens?
Right. So, I mean, the luck is engineered because you're in situations where you can be lucky. But on the flip side, the fear is what drives people to not take their shots or try things. You don't talk to that girl because you might get rejected. You don't send that email because you might not hear back. Yeah. But I mean, what's the message there? Is that everybody should take their shot no matter what? Or, do they need to have some...
I think it all comes down to like, you need to be respectful and you need to be able to deliver value to somebody, right? I'm a big believer in like create value, receive value. If you're putting value out there, things come to you. And so if it's on Twitter and you want to grow your following, you can't just grow your following, right? Your following comes because you're delivering value to the community in some way. And whether that's with your ideas or whether that's with aggregating other people's ideas, there's some form you have to be creating value in order to receive value. And so shooting your shot is great, but if you have nothing to offer, and you're not bringing anything to the table, it's a lower probability shot, which sure, maybe it doesn't mean you shouldn't shoot it, but you need to also be aware of like, you need to create value in order to receive value in any relationship or in any dynamic. And so that's kind of how I think about it. I also think on the fear thing, I'm a big believer in like, you got to get punched in the mouth once. That's all it takes for you to not be fearful anymore, is to shoot your shot.
Survived it. Yeah.
You realize like, wow, I didn't die. I'm fine. It happened to me in baseball. I came from a small town in Boston. I was like, big fish, small pond, man. I was great. Like I thought I was throwing 88 miles an hour. I might as well have been throwing 100 in Massachusetts because of, how small of a baseball community it was. Went out to Stanford and you give up a massive home run and like 7 runs in your first outing and you realize you're the worst pitcher on the whole damn team. That's pretty humbling. And you got punched in the mouth pretty good, but like, hey, I can hang, I survived it. I'm fine. I got back up. And that's an empowering feeling. It's like, everyone likes using boxing metaphors, like you get up off the mat, Rocky, all that, all the cliche stuff, but it really is true. Like if you put yourself out there once, you get knocked down and you realize, wow, I'm not dead. Like that girl turned me down. I'm fine. I didn't lose confidence in who I am as a human being. It's a powerful thing. And it kind of bleeds over into all other areas of your life too. That's dope.